Hello. This is for Natalie Gold. My name's Ernie Moore Jr. I see your Natty instead of Natalie because of the stream. I saw you have your hip hurts. I've had mine for several years and I use the crutches. You in Skyrim, you start off with health, that restoration. Means you have a health magic you can do that's free of charge. Just takes a few seconds, and that's a help. And potions, you can make your own health potions, and the stuff you just find around. Just saying, and you can sell potions too. Just don't expect good prices. What I'm doing is, the idea is that you pick up your foot. People say you pick up your leg. Actually, you pick up your knee. So I want you to think of pick up your foot behind you. So your leg stays in place, parallel with the other leg. And what we're doing here is, see, like I'm playing like one legged. No jokes. So it goes over here, and then you don't drop it and then pick it up. You kind of keep holding it all the time and just lower it and then pick it up, lower it and pick it up, and lower it and pick it up. So you're always holding on to your leg as you drop your foot and pick it back up. And it's, if you want to say bounce, okay. Now deeper you go, the more pull you'll feel, and that's probably better, lower. So it's 45, below 45 is probably better to come back up higher. And what we're doing here is, and I'm asking you to, see what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to make a dial. I'm trying to make it like go around type of thing, like a 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. But, this way. I was doing that fast, though. And what we're doing is, we're trying to make your muscles work in the joint. Now, I realize that if you do that same technique, but with your knee bent a little bit forward, and you do it, make the dial. Go counterclockwise here. And clockwise, blah, 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 this way and that way. But the more you pick up your knee and you pull your heel, this time you're pulling your heel at this point. Pulling your heel, pushing your toe. That way, changing direction by your toe or your heel. So you're rotating your thigh a little bit. So you're using your ball and joint thing. And what I'm hoping is that that your muscles grabbing, releasing, grabbing, but never exactly letting go, always holding on. If you were, I feel it was good. I had a good press. They reverse upside down press. So your muscles are getting used to hold your stuff that they repaired in place. So when you sit down, we sit down and we pull our butt. So when we sit down, we usually sit down on our butt and we tuck and we roll over onto it. So when you do sit down, you want to get up and let your thigh release back. You want to leave room for your thigh. So when you first sit down, be careful, or sit yourself back so that gravity's pulling your whole thigh down where it needs to be, and then sit down on your thigh so there's no movement. Otherwise, as you sit down, as we roll, as we knead as we sit down, and that's going to pull on your, that might pull your bone out of place a little bit, and that's going to cause discomfort. The muscles, see, when I'm sitting down, I start to like smush into the ground. I start to smush so that Sometimes it's like just the full thigh is there and then the bones in the thigh. But sometimes now what happens is it gives, the muscles underneath give, and I just become bone on the chair, and that's what I think you get. I can't do anything, I don't know anything make the muscles. We don't want, too much strong, but I don't want to mess with that too much. But I do this naturally, that they're healthy and they know what they should be doing. Just give them the conditioning a little bit, gentle, nice, different conditioning, and I'm hoping they can naturally be healthy. It's like giving them fresh air. It's like getting them out, no more dust. Real. That's what we're hoping for, and I hope that happens for you. That's about it. And when you do enchantments, jewelry, clothing, armor, and weapons, they all have their niche set of enchantments. So when you find an item, it has a different ability, ability. Understand if you want what you want to do with your magic, and then find an item that holds that same magic, so that you can have that to imbue that into your element, your thingies. So you want to imbue into your thigh that you care, because you're helping the muscles be stronger, and that radiating that flexion extension thing. So in your foot, by the way, when you do this exercise, I think you should have your foot, it's called pulled up, because that's the most you can do most with your muscles. Because when you do like a ballet and gymnastics and you try to point them, you make them the longest, but then when you're done, they're like dangly because they're all long. So you want them the shortest, and then do the most, and then I think that's healthier. By Ernie Moore Jr. I made up a kungfu, Two Squirrel, and so I work with this concept. Don't worry about it. It's not about muscles, it's not about learning anything. It's this, I think, will help work your muscles better, more healthily, so that you can refresh your muscles as you do this stuff. I'm sure you'll get in your PT team. You ask your PT team about this radiating stuff, whether it's flex, flush, or it doesn't matter, or your healthcare professional. But I think that and placing yourself on the seat or sitting, getting your hands down and readjusting yourself so you can scoot yourself back so your back is back and your coccyx is against the back as far, type of thing, instead of scooching yourself back where you're pulling your butt up, pulling your skin against your bones and tucking it in the wrong place. You can have it go with it by lifting yourself up and putting yourself down, as opposed to putting yourself down too far forward and then pushing forward, and your bone stays in place but your skin gets moved forward, rolling. Girl, you're fine. So don't worry about it. That's not the only reason to watch you, but it is a plus. So even though these words are not flattering, this is what happens with a human body, and that's where you're finding your pain, I think. So you want your bone to go with the flesh, so lift up that part and place it against the back so it's stable, and then then you can just sit there for like hours, type of thing, maybe better. And then the thing where the muscles are, you're asking, you're demanding. Oh, you're demanding your muscles to be fresh, be alive. Tyler, is it? Your significant other, type of thing. He can, or your professional masseuse. Between here and here is a line. You want to get rubbed on your upper thigh, like between noon and 2:30, 11:30 and 2:30. Not in the day. Just if this forward is noon, 11:30 and 2:30. Massage a few inches down your thigh from where a man's waist is, because women keep their waist all the way up here. No, it's below your belly button. So the waist, where if they cut you in half in a sawing, a magic thing, it would be above the hip, just above the hip, not up here. So the half of the body, torso versus pelvic region. The torso part, massage the lower part and down to the waist. Then from the waist down 11:30 to 2:30, massage that, and that also might help because there's a thing that connects, so your abdominals can affect your legs a little bit, just a wee bit. So if your legs aren't blah 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 things blah blah blah, and so there you go. I hope that's something. So it's about a gentle bounce in a radial pattern to try to strengthen. Also, pulling up deliberately. When the kung fu people kick, you can decide if you just let your legs swing or if you like make it, do deliberate actions at certain points. These things matter. Now, it's not kung fu per se, but you could make roundies, little eggy roundies. Woohoo! Yeah, that's where we get the word celebrate from. Just kidding. That's not Amslan. They didn't do that. I care about you. Thank you very much for your content, and we're just very lucky that you're super good at the stuff, or that you made the effort to get so where you are. Thank you. I hope some of this works for you. Just take out the part that works for you, that you're interested in. Have a great day. I'll be seeing you when I think of good things. So long, Nattie Gold. Ernie Moore Jr. True Harmony.